This is the Google Pixel 7a, and those who've been listening to the show for some time will know that I have raved about its predecessor, the Pixel 6a. It's one of the best phones I have tested in a long time. And this is the new iteration. So we had the Pixel 7 Pro and the Pixel 7 come out a few months ago. And it really does go toe-to-toe with the likes of the iPhone or the Samsung flagships. And so I was really interested to see what the little sister would do. So I have it here in my hand.
It's not that little.
It's not that little. It's a 6.1 inch screen. There's a good 90 hertz refresh rate on it. When I took it out of the box, me being the judgy cow that I am, I was a bit unsure because it does have quite thick sides on it. So it does feel a little bit boxy. Now, the good thing is you can get the official cover that fits very snugly. But what I love about this is the tech that's packed inside. So you're getting that very powerful Google Tensor G2 chip. That is the most powerful processor that they have. It's the one that they have in their flagship phones. You're getting 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage built into this little body for the price of €509.
Wow.
Now,
okay, now
go.
There've got to be compromises. You know, if the big guys are charging more than twice that for a phone, what are the compromises made by Google?
There are a few little compromises that I don't think the average smartphone user would really notice unless you're an absolute nerd like me and you want the best of the best. The cameras, you've got 3 cameras. You've got a 64 megapixel, a 13 megapixel ultra wide, and then a 13 megapixel selfie camera. There's no telephoto lens. That is one thing. It's got 5G connectivity. You can put eSIMs into it. It has all the bits and pieces that you would want and you would expect from a phone. The only thing that sort of niggled me during my review, there's a fingerprint scanner on the front, as well as the facial recognition. I found the fingerprint a little bit hit and miss in terms of that instant unlock that, again...
Mind you, I still have to do that. I sometimes have to renew my fingerprint on the Samsung.
Yeah, so it's a total spoiled brat problem. I have been using it for the last number of days, and then I left it in my bag on idle mode. So basically kept it on, kept it connected to the Wi-Fi and all the rest. And that was on Saturday. And I still have 40% battery left.
Wow. So battery life good.
Beyond good. They are saying around 36 hours when you are using it, which is just remarkable. But I went up to the balcony here in Marconi House and I took the same picture on my iPhone 14 Pro Max that I took on the €500 Google Pixel 7a. And I showed you the images a second ago. I mean...
Hard to give it to the Apple. It really is hard to say that's better.
I think that the Pixel 7, it does boost the colours ever so slightly, but in terms of the attention you can get, it is incredible. This is one of my favourite phones of the year in terms of value, tech and all the rest.
Google Pixel 7a.
That's the one.
That's it. All right. Lots of questions coming in. Our Netflix icon just appeared from our Samsung TV. Not a sign of it. The account is up to date. Please help. That's from Catherine.
So that could be that the app may have been uninstalled. There could have been a Samsung software update and that for some reason may have removed your account. If you can go into your app store and see if you can re-download it. If that doesn't happen, depending on the Samsung TV you have, see if you can go in via a browser on the TV and log in that way. But it's a bit of a strange one.
It'd be better to get the app back on.
So if you go in through the browser, it may prompt you to download the app that way if you're struggling to find it within the App Store.
Is there an official app for Chat GPT? I see one advertised, but I'm not sure if it's official. Yeah,
there are loads of, particularly if you're on TikTok, there are plenty of ads saying that this is the one. The best way to get it at the moment is if you go to chat.openai.com and use it there.
Okay, another one. Buying a new phone soon. Would Jess buy the new Pixel that she's reviewing right now or the Oppo?
Oppo are great, and it's been a while since we've had one in the studio, but last year when we had the 3 main models in, they were very impressive. I am going to struggle to not recommend the Pixel 7a to everybody for the next little while. I just think it's a great phone, particularly if you want to buy it outright. You can buy it outright for £509. It's your own. You're not in a contract. You could save a bucket load of money by moving away from a contract. So I think in terms of tech and affordability, the Pixel 7a is the way to go.
What is better, Jess, to charge my phone in the car? Do I use the USB port in the car with the cable, obviously, or should I buy an adapter that goes into the old cigarette lighter?
Oh, this sounds like one that me and Luke O'Neill might have to go out and do some scientific testing on. I'm not entirely sure in terms of the feed that will be coming into the phone. It depends, I'm sure, on the wattage.
The cigarette lighter thing is obviously handy for people who don't have a USB port in the car. But if you've got a USB port in the car...
Yeah, you may as well just go that way, I would say.
I would recommend that. I'm a GOMO customer. Since last autumn, I can no longer access the local network while abroad, including Northern Ireland. I've repeatedly engaged with online support to no avail. Can you recommend an equally cost-effective alternative? That's from Peter.
That is a bit of a funny one, and it is worth maybe sending me some more details, techtalk@newstalk.com, because as I spoke about on Newstalk Breakfast the other day, a number of networks are turning off their 3G spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And last summer we saw massive disruption as a result of this in some countries across Europe. So it could be that if you're looking for an alternative to GOMO, Clear Mobile is great. That runs off the Vodafone network, and 48 runs off the 3 networks. So there are 2 alternatives for you.
I got a message from Netflix to say my account had been accessed from Saudi Arabia. I also got a message to say my iPhone was trying to be accessed from China. I've changed all passwords and emails. Any other advice?
I'm glad that you've changed all your password and emails. It is worth just making sure that you keep tabs on any other strange activity. If there is strange activity, notify the different providers and let them know that that's been happening. But fingers crossed now, that should be the end of it if you've changed the passwords.
Was that a scam, letting you know that it's been accessed from Saudi Arabia, or is it true?
It's usually a security protocol. So if your account details have been compromised somewhere along the way, it'll say, is this you? I get it all the time when I'm travelling and so on. That'll say an unusual login. But the best protocol is, as you've done, to change everything.
Our entire road has bad mobile signal for every single network. Are we in a blind spot? And is there anything we can do? That's from Kevin.
This is a really big issue in certain parts of the country. If you go to comreg.ie and if you put in your air code, you'll be able to see if you're in a black spot, or you'll be able to see indeed what network service your area. What you can do if you've got good internet at home is use Wi-Fi calling. The majority of the networks and the majority of new phones have this as an option, so you can use Wi-Fi calling rather than relying on traditional phone lines.
And finally, from Denise, have to get a present for friends of mine who had a new baby. Would like to get them a piece of tech. Any suggestions?
For a baby?
Well, baby minder, you know, the
monitors and stuff like that?
Stuff like that, yeah. You can get telly ones as well now.
Yeah, they could be quite pricey. What I'd recommend you do, if you want something that's easy and affordable, is get them either an Apple AirTag or a Chipolo and put it in the nappy bag and all the different pieces, because with baby brain, things go walkies and you'll be able to track them down.
Very good. And we were talking about baby brain not long ago. Jess Kelly, thank you very much for joining us.